Good morning, challengers, and welcome to day 4 of the 21 Days to Discover You Challenge. This is Ballori, your transformational coach for the duration of this challenge. Now, for the last 2 days, we addressed the first 2 reasons you might not achieve your goals this year. So the first thing we did to address it was we created a clear vision of your extraordinary life. And yesterday, we replaced your limiting stories and beliefs with a more empowering mindset. Today, we're going to talk about the third reason that will keep you from achieving your goals, and that is your fears. Now, fear is a universal emotion, a primal instinct designed to keep us safe. We see a tiger, we run. We see a car speeding towards us, we move away. Yet, in the complexity of our modern lives, fear takes on new forms. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of not being loved, fear of being alone. And the whispers of doubt are endless and come in the form of what ifs. By grasping on to all the what ifs, we tend to lock ourselves into a glass box, safe from the world, but suffocating from the walls we put up around ourselves. We can call this our comfort zone, but we're not very comfortable, are we? I personally have started to reframe this for myself as the known zone. I know what I can expect by staying here and not changing anything. But by staying here, I also know that I'm settling for okay, I'm settling for uncomfortable, and I'm settling for more suffering. By staying here, I'm surrendering my birthright to be happy by not exploring the unknown so I can make my life different. So I want you to think about what I just said for a second. Our birthright as humans is to be happy, yet most of us are suffering. We want to do more, be more, have more because we're suffering. We think that by doing all of this and achieving all of these things, we'll be happier, we'll be more fulfilled, successful. And that suffering originates from being so far from who we are meant to be by nature. And that's why this challenge is so important for you to live your extraordinary life, because it is designed specifically to help you rediscover your natural state of being so that you can have a fulfilling and happy life. You can have your extraordinary life. Coming back to today's topic, fear. False evidence appearing real. What is the false evidence that is holding you back? What are you afraid of? Where do you find yourself avoiding, procrastinating, quitting, self-sabotaging, leaning into perfectionism and self-destruction? Today is the time for you to consider where those fears are coming from. What are they keeping you from? You've probably heard the saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. Now, this does not mean your friend tells you to jump, you're scared, and you know it's dangerous and you're jump anyway. That's not what this is talking about. What this is saying is lean into those fears that are holding you back from being limitless, from living to your fullest potential. So I want to give you a tip today. If you find yourself caught in this what if zone a lot, think about the worst thing that can happen. And if that situation arises, what would you do? What you'll realize is that you will be able to figure out a plan. And as you do, you will feel more comfortable because it becomes more known. You start to feel like you have more power of the situation. So now that you know how you would handle that situation if it ever arises, it's much easier to take a step. And each step you take, you gain more information, you gain more experience. Some things will work, some won't. All you have to remember is that you have everything you need to course correct and keep going. So I love this Thomas Edison quote. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. So in today's journal, think about all the things you fear. What is the worst that could happen? And come up with a plan if that scenario arises. As you have different fears come up, do this exercise. You write it out. And what you'll notice is you start getting better and better at it. You'll recognize it and you'll shut it down faster, easier. And the other thing also is sometimes these situations that we fear will keep coming up until we address them. So I bet you there have been situations where you've faced your fears in the past. And sometimes it's worked and sometimes it hasn't. So in the moments that it did go the way that you wanted it to go, I want you to think, what did you do? Who are you being? What was your mindset? What was your driver that made you face that fear and do it anyway? The why. And for the situations that didn't work out, who are you being? What did you do? What was the mindset you went in with? What would you do differently if that situation happened again? So I look forward to hearing how all of you are going to be fearless. And I thank you again for joining us for this challenge and being curious to discover, unleash, and transform yourself so that you can lead your most extraordinary life. Again, this is your coach, Ballori, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.